Because trust me, if you don't write who your tribe is, it's like fishing. You're just throwing your hook in. Is it a good fish? I don't know. What are you fishing for? I don't know. It swims, it breathes, and suddenly that becomes your tribe. So I want you to write, that's not even a paragraph. That's 3 sentences about the tribe. So can you guys do that? I mean, not now, but can you do, listen, don't raise your hand if you're not going to do it. If you're going to do this in the next 48 hours, raise your hand. All right. And if you're not, that's okay. I love you too. I'm glad you're honest, okay? Then write a paragraph about your cause, okay? So notice it says tribe, cause, and space. These are the 3 paragraphs. If you want this, you can go to karyoberbrunner.com/opus, O-P-U-S. You'll see this and my whole opus, 12 pages. You'll see it. Cause. Imagine a cause centered on embodying our opus and redeeming the day. I wrote redeem the day on my car with spray paint when Pete Gano was my professor in college. Folks, that was like 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago. Redeem the day, over 20 years ago, spray painted on my car. Dream discovery is not what you need. You need dream recovery. Jot that down if you want. Hey, don't worry about it. Thanks for coming. So we're figuring out the Wi-Fi. All good. Most people think, I need to discover my dream. No, you don't. You need to recover your dream. You need to recover your dream. For some reason, Dead Poets Society and Seize the Day totally resonated with me as a high schooler. And I heard Carpe Diem and I heard Seize the Day, and I thought, you know what? Seize the day? I don't agree with that, because Hitler seized the day. Right? Hugh Hefner seized the day. So what I did is I read the scriptures and I read Ephesians 5:16, and maybe you're a person of faith, maybe you're not, that's okay. But I read that passage and it said, redeeming the time, redeeming the day, because the days are evil. And I was like, oh my gosh, redeem the day. So if you've ever been charged with your credit card, guess what that is? Redeem the day. That's technically our business. That's our LLC. But Igniting Souls is the brand. Why? Because I didn't have clarity when I first started. You see, some people are like, oh, you were really smart to create an LLC called Redeem the Day, but a brand called Igniting Souls. No, I wasn't. I was dumb. I just took action. See, you won't know everything in the beginning. What do I tell people? Take the next best step. Take the next step. Clarity comes with action. Are we good on Wi-Fi or no? Oh, wow, cool. Welcome, Wi-Fi people. Awesome. All right. Do you guys get this, though? Is this making sense? All right. We show up filled up, experience unhackability, and share our message with the world by serving and storytelling. You guys are starting to see all the culture words in here. We tell people, we don't sell people, we serve. We don't market, we storytell. Guys, everything that we have as a culture in the tribe is in the vision. It's in the vision. All right, you ready for space? You guys ready? So remember, write 3 sentences about your tribe. That's your sum one. Your cause is your sum thing. And your space is your sum where. And don't think of your space as geography, physical space. Think of your space like Apple, right? Apple stores. It's a culture. It's symbols. It's values. So imagine a space where clarity attracts. We take ownership and accountability and responsibility for our lives. Because we prepare for the moment is prepared for us. We are the most powerful weapon on earth, the human soul on fire. Does anybody resonate with that? Do you guys resonate with that? Are there people in the world that think that that is the dumbest thing they've ever heard? What do you think? Yes! That's what you want. You want such clarity that people say, I am so not in your group. And you say, awesome, now I'm clear. You don't want people to be like, well, I don't know, are you serving food? I I mean, if you're serving food, I might hang, right? You want clarity that's laser focused, that's razor sharp, and people are going to say, I am so in or I am out. The reason why we're not attracting people, I'm going to suggest, is because we may be too fuzzy. Jeff, come on up here, man. Come on up. Can you come up? Can you come up? All right. Yeah, let's give Jeff a hand. Yeah. Awesome. I'm just picking on people randomly today. Come on up. Oh, yeah, you can't come up there. We'll come right here. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. You shared 3 months ago that you were gonna come out from underneath the rock, right? Yes. You were kind of hiding. You were hiding about your story. True? True. I don't want to put words in your mouth. True. What were you hiding from?
Fear of what people might think.
Okay.
Fear of my motive for doing it.
Okay.
Is he doing it because he wants more sales? Or is he doing it because he wants to help people?
Okay.
So yeah, a lot of it was this fear of what people thought, my motives. I think those are the two big ones.
Yeah. Can anyone relate with that? Okay. Here's what I believe. I believe you have an enemy of your soul, and one of the enemy's greatest strategies is the motive game. And the motive game is, why are you doing this? And we sit there and we try to come up with the ultra pure motive before we take action. And all I'm saying is, your motives are never going to be 100% pure. I mean, I really believe that, right? I mean, who knows what my motives are? You know, oh, you're helping a lady cross the road. Well, what is your motive? That someone stops with their iPhone and films you and now you're on TV? Maybe, you know, you shouldn't help an old lady. I mean, don't we live in that society? Don't we live in that society where everyone rips your motives to shreds and then no one does anything? Then we have the news story about someone literally being mugged where 43 people see it. Google this. It's a real thing. And no one took action. Why? Because they probably don't want to get nailed. You know? I don't want to get framed that I was the guy who did it. You know? So we just have people that sit there. So you took action. What happened?
Well, it's interesting because I actually did have a guy approach me and literally he asked me, so how many sales did you get after you launched those videos?
Wow.
And it was just interesting because at that time I was able to just say, well, I understand what my motive was. And
sure.
I was able to walk away because I knew the overarching impact that the video series had on people,
sure.
just with the feedback. And my confidence grew a little bit more, and it's one of the best things I think I've done is just let it all out, share it, get it out there, and I know it's been impacting people. I still get comments around it, people asking me to send them links to it. So
awesome.
It's been really good.
Very cool. Let's give him a hand. Let's give him a hand. Awesome. Yeah, the motive game will shut you down. Totally shut you down. I often tell people that, you know, we all know the story about the dude with the sling and the giant, right? What's that story called? David and Goliath. We all say David, oh man, what a noble guy. What a noble guy. You know? I mean, he's standing up for God. He asked 3 times, if you read the text, what do you get if you kill the giant? But we don't read that part. We're like, oh no, he would never ask. No, he asked 3 times, what do you get if you kill the giant? Here's the point. I think he had good motives, but I think he also was a young guy. And he's like, hey, if I go die, like, what do you get, right? So I don't think it's bad to take action. All right, this is fun. You think you've heard this before, but I did some more thinking about it, okay? I've done a lot of thinking about this lately. You need to pick your persona as a tribe leader. You need to pick your persona as your tribe leader. Somebody name a tribe leader, whether it's an online, just name someone with influence. Gary V. Okay. Kary Newhoff. Seth Godin. Oprah. You know what's interesting? You all named sages. You all named sage from the stage. Isn't that interesting? Now, I don't know if you tried to do that, but you all named sage from the stage. Now, if you're a tribe leader and you present yourself as a sage from the stage, I don't, by the way. That's not how I want to be perceived, nor do I try to present myself that way. Why? I shoot videos of me in my van. Okay? I had one guy say, "Don't you have a home? Are you homeless?" Okay? Listen, I don't care, because here was the fear that held me back. Well, David is awesome. He'll need to get video cameras set up. Then we'll need to get lights. And then, Erica will need to upload videos and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And guess what? No one ever hears what you have to say. So about 8 months ago, I said, forget it. I'm buying a vehicle-safe mount. And I know people rip on me all the time and say I'm breaking laws. It's approved, okay? It's sitting right there, so it looks like I'm looking at the camera. I'm really watching the road. I would just tell people if they can't do that, then don't talk to anybody when you drive your vehicle, because that's what I'm doing. I'm just talking, okay? But here's the point. It's not perfect. It's got errors. I mess up, and I keep filming. Why? Because I don't want to crash. It's good motivation, all right? You can't press stop, otherwise you'll crash. That's good motivation. The point is this, guys. I don't want to be a sage from the stage, because I think you lose your touch with people most of the time. Not all the time. So here's what else you can be. A guide from the side. You like that? I've been doing a lot of thinking about this lately. Sherpa. I want to be a Sherpa. David's a Sherpa. I'm a Sherpa. What is a Sherpa? A Sherpa is someone who gets in the journey with you. They're carrying the backpack with you. They've struggled. They remember what it's like. That's who I want to be. Nobody shared somebody like this. Who's a guide from the side? We shared about Oprah. We shared about Gary V. Kary Newhoff is.
His podcast is all conversations he likes to have with other leaders.
Love it.
And he just started recording.
Love it. So there you go. He's a guide from the side. Anybody else? Susan, I would say you're a guide from the side. Would you agree? Yeah. Has your impact grown since you've embraced that persona?
Oh, yeah, because they know I'm real. They know I've been there and
Yeah.
still on the trail.
Yeah. Anybody else that knows somebody? Who's that? Kathy Benner, right? Who's part of the tribe? She's the passive income coach. That's how she branded herself. But she says, she says the health thing. I just saw her post a picture of her on a bike. So she's taking people with the journey with them. Then you have a talker from the table. And what is the table? The kitchen table, the coffee table. This is someone who says, you know what? I'm a struggler. I don't have it figured out. Who's a talker from the table in our society? What do you think? Anybody, what do you think? What do you guys think? I don't know. I'm not good at chairs either, by the way. What's that? I use Donald Miller Blue Like Jazz. How is Donald Miller now branding himself? Sage from the stage with Story Brand. But he started out, and again, just because I was in the faith world for a long time, I'll use those examples. But another guy who lit up was Rob Bell. Because he was like, look, I don't have this all figured out, this faith thing. Now, some people call him a heretic, and maybe he is. All right? But the point is this. He branded himself as a struggler, as a talker from the table. Who's in the mommy world as a talker from the table? Anybody? Online, mommy blogs. What's that?
The Holderness family.
Okay.
They do YouTubing.
Okay.
Like, they killed the day with the thing on flossing. Their kids won't stop flossing.
Okay. So YouTube especially is not presenting this polished, here's our pristine family. They're actually saying, here's our family. We're making it. We're struggling with you. Okay. I saw a video pop up today, 450,000 views. Don't bring your sick kid to school. Okay. And it was a mommy blog. I don't even know why it showed up on my feed. Maybe because I brought a sick kid to school yesterday. I don't know. Okay? Maybe. That's my problem. You know, that's why they're spying on you. Your phone's spying on you. It knew I brought a sick kid and it gave me the video. But the lady says, like, look, we're in this thing together. And, I mean, she's a talker from the table, right? Can you get nailed with any of these? Why? When do sages from the stage get nailed? When they don't have an answer? When does Tony Robbins or whoever get raked over the coals? Scandal? Because they're the sage. What if a struggler gets caught up in a scandal? It becomes their show. All right. So if you're gonna be illegal, be a struggler. No, I'm kidding. See, we always think sages are it's all that. Where else can a sage get nailed? Can a sage relate as well? If they quit relating. So some of these sages can be so like limos and jets, and how can you even relate to a solopreneur? Right? Okay? See, so some of you guys are like, hey, I need to embrace my Sherpa thing instead of trying to be the sage. Okay, where can a sage get nailed? What do you think? I don't know. I've never even thought about this. Does anyone have any thoughts? Can a Sherpa get nailed anyway? What do you think?
If their advice doesn't work,
Okay. So just plain old a framework that doesn't work? Okay. Anybody else?
they're put down by a sage.
Okay. So you're less than, you're still in the journey. We're in the jets, you're in the journey. Okay. What about a struggler? Where can a struggler get nailed?
Anybody can get nailed by suggesting something that they have not suggested or done themselves.
Okay. Has anybody met a struggler who's actually a sage? And they probably present themselves as a struggler. What do you think? I'm not saying you got to name them, but do you think that could happen? Where their whole persona is a struggler, but come on now, they're a sage. And it almost feels inauthentic. I've met people like that. I've met people, David might know who I'm talking about. I know somebody who presents themselves online as like, I don't know, and that's their angle. And it's like, come on, dude. Come on, man. I don't know. I've never sat down with this person and asked them, why do you think they do that? Why do you think someone who's competent and effective presents themselves as a struggler, and at least to some people, it comes off as very inauthentic? Why do you think? Trying to relate? Okay. Yeah.
Maybe they don't have the confidence to think that they're safe.
Interesting. Okay.
Struggling or not.
Yeah. I can't say I've even watched The Simpsons once. Shame on me, I guess. But anyway, wasn't Bart like, isn't there this thing about being an underachiever? And like if you don't, sorry, I'm talking twice, I can't think. But if you start achieving, then what happens? People have expectations. Ooh, responsibility. If you're and again, I'm stereotyping, if you're the 39-year-old who plays video games all day and lives in your parents' basement still, is that actually secure? Is there a security in that? Perceived. And the moment you start achieving, well, now I got to actually do something. Now I got to get a job. Now I got to have responsibility, right? Okay. You guys are helping me think. I don't know the answers. I was just thinking today. Number 3, experience your research. This is a little tricky. Let me explain what I mean by this. Again, let's go back. What are the 3 steps for building your own highly engaged tribe? Number 1, what was the first step? Cast your vision. If you do not have a clear vision, you're just like everybody else. And make your vision sharp. Number 2, what's the next step? Pick your persona. Are we going to be a sage leader? Am I going to be a Sherpa leader? Am I going to be a struggler leader? Okay? There's a book, I have not read it. We'll come to Rick here in a second. I have not read it, but I know she branded herself. The book is called The Worst Missionary Ever. Okay? And her name's Jamie. And I know her agent. Now, I'm not going to rip on her, but all I'm saying is she uses the F word probably more than the rated R movies, and she uses it about God and Jesus. Okay? Now, we might say, well, who am I to judge? I don't know. But I judge all the time. And I think that it's not bad to judge. But all I'm saying is that she branded herself as a struggler. Now, I say to myself, okay, what does your 15-year-old daughter think, about your book? But here's the point. She's having massive success. She's having massive success. Now, I don't know what success is for her, but all I'm saying is I remembered her. I remembered her today, right? You can brand yourself however you want, but be clear, okay? Rick, you were going to say something.
I was going to say that it seems like your persona picks you.
Okay.
And that you can go through various stages of growth, and you can move up and down that scale from struggler to sage.
Yeah.
Depending on where you are in life. And when you don't acknowledge that your persona picks you, that's when we can see.
Come on up, Rick. Come on up, man. Listen, we're live streaming, so people can't hear your wisdom. People can't hear your wisdom. So come on up. Good to see you.
Great to see you.
I like that point, though. You said people, I don't know. Maybe he wants it upside down. He's a struggler. He wants his name tag upside down. No. You said your persona picks you. That's interesting.
Your persona picks you.
What does that mean?
And that means that you have, wherever you are in life, you are ready to be that persona.
Gotcha.
So you can be a struggler. You can also be a sage.
You can evolve, too?
Exactly. You can go up and down that scale depending on what you're doing.
Cool.
So in the venture capital world, I might have been a Sherpa.
Yeah.
Probably not a sage. Wasn't a struggler. But as an entrepreneur, I'm probably a struggler and a Sherpa.
Gotcha.
And so I think it varies by what we're focusing on and what we're doing.
I love that.
And when we are not acknowledging that, if I tried to be a sage as an entrepreneur, that would be incongruent. And that's when people see the inconsistencies in us.
I love that.
Yeah.
Good job. Awesome. Awesome. And let's face it, I'm a struggler when it comes to raising this chair, okay? Because I've been trying to raise this chair, but I'm not even going to touch it again, okay? But so you can be a sage at different areas and a struggler at different areas too, correct? All right. Experience your research. Experience your research. Here's what I mean by this. Okay, this is really important, folks. Don't miss this. Let me read this quote and I'll explain what I mean. This is one of my favorite quotes. Until thought is linked with purpose, it should be no intelligent accomplishment. There is no intelligent accomplishment. I wrote it wrong. I'm a struggler. Okay, here's the point. Here's the point. You got that? You got that? Okay, James Allen. Here's what I mean by that. There was a live event I went to for probably 6 straight times. And the whole reason I went is to learn. Not the information in the room, but how it was being run. Let me explain that, okay? You can come to a meeting with 2 totally different purposes. True? Mark came today to take photographs and to learn. And by the way, come on up here, Mark. All right. Listen, he takes free photographs, man. I got to give him a shout out. Come on up here, man. But listen, you've been taking action. I know you're part of some networking groups.
Right.
And you've been sharing photos weekly?
Daily.
Daily.
Yeah.
Daily. And here's what he does. He doesn't just say, here's my photograph. You usually post a picture, and then you post a value statement about what photographs can do for businesses.
Right.
So rather than Mark be like, hire me, hire me, hire me, he blesses us all with the great photograph, and then you say a quote, or you...
Just something to help you out on your social networking and how important photography can be. I'm not selling anything. I'm not pushing anything, and I'm receiving calls back. And
I love it.
I'm getting jobs.
I love it. Dan Miller calls this top of mind awareness. top of mind awareness, something like that. The point is this: Dan Miller would get like 15 businesses that he wanted to speak at, and he would just quarterly mail them something. And it was like the dumbest thing. It could be a green plastic frog that then has an article about how, if you're not careful, you'll be the frog in the boiling water and the culture will change you, you won't change it. And what would happen all the time is Dan would mail these things out just quarterly. And people would say, we were just thinking, is this true? Does this happen all the time? You were kind of thinking, it's not a lie, but suddenly you came to mind and their subconscious was thinking. So when that photograph picture comes up, they're like, oh yeah, seen your picture.
Right.
Mark, we were just thinking about you. Have you heard this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's a win-win situation.
Awesome.
Great.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Awesome. So Mark came today to take photographs. Damon came to shoot a story. Let me ask you the question, and I'm going to push on you. Why did you come? Chris, why'd you come all the way from Dayton, Ohio today?
I want to learn.
You wanted to learn? And
I want to build a tribe.
you want to build a tribe. And listen, share anything, man. Are you going to lunch with somebody after? Okay.
Not scheduled, but I came here early to meet somebody before that.
Okay, good. All right, so Chris is doing lunch with somebody here, right? So why did you come down?
To see Marion.
Did you? Did you? No?
Well, to learn, but I have enjoyed the tribe and the time we're spending. I just feel like it right now I need some energy.
You need some energy. So you came for energy. You came for wisdom. Why did anybody else come? There's no right or wrong. Why did anybody else come? Yeah.
I came to learn and to really build community.
Build community. Okay.
Yeah.
Love it. Joel.
I always learn something, and I invited Ronnie to come.
Awesome. Thanks for coming. Very cool. I love it. I love it. So I went to this one live event for 5 years in a row because I thought, you know what, they're growing. And it's not like, ooh, I wrote it down and we're going to model that and copy that. I wanted to learn how to run a live event with 500 people. I really did. Pat, you were at our first Deeper Path live event. I think I gave away half the tickets, and I think we had 45 people. Okay? David just gave me the numbers for Friday at the Author Academy Awards. So you include the conference attendees in the Author Academy, it's 450 people. Okay? That's double last year. How did we do that? Because for years I would go to this other event or events, and I mean, I would come with my notepad and say, how did they do registration? How did they do meals? How are they recording this? What's the technology? What about the signage? What's their sales sheet look like? How do they say the word sales sheet? Like everything. So while some people are just sitting there and saying, these are good mints at the table. Because I'm telling you, is this not true? Is this not true? This is true. Some people are saying, oh, I like these red cups. And I'm like, okay, why did they choose these cups? Okay? And how many refills do you get? And, you know, folks, all I'm saying is experience your research. If someone's getting results that you want, do everything you can to study what they're doing. Because I believe that they're getting results for a reason. And maybe they're lucky one time or something like that, if you want to believe that. But if someone's faithful and consistent and they're on a growth trajectory, not that you need to be them, because you don't. I'm not into that at all. But what can you take from them to see the results in your own life? Is this good? Is this fair? Awesome. Okay, let's keep rolling here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Q&A, but I do want to take you guys to the exact thing that I just taught you. Like, that's not a setup. It's literally, we've created an event. It's annual. It's doubled. And there's certain reasons why we're bringing in the speakers we're bringing in. So we just released the schedule 48 hours ago. I want to take you guys briefly through the schedule, okay? Why? Because we have 14 tickets left. Unless we sold any this morning, David. I don't know. I haven't checked my email. But the point is this, folks. This live event called the Igniting Souls Conference, by the way, no pressure, but how many of you are coming so far? A bunch of you? Okay, a lot of you are coming. So I need to just talk to 2 people in the room. That's okay. But I'm talking to the online people too. And all I'm saying is, if you're coming already, just don't listen to see the mints. Listen to why we scheduled the way we did. Because even the way we scheduled it is key. The order in which we scheduled is key. Folks, details matter. Do you realize that, have you ever tried to eat on a table at a restaurant and they're missing one of the knobs on the bottom of the table and it's so annoying and you're trying to eat and every time you lean it rocks? Is that annoying?
Yes.
Does the little knob on the bottom of a table matter? Everything matters, folks. Everything in your life matters. And so don't gloss over something and say, well, you know what, that doesn't matter. So on Thursday, October 25th, and I love to hear Erica, who's coming online as well, but early registration. So if you want to register early, get your lanyard, get your manual, awesome. Then at 5 p.m., see, I conquered my fear, yay for me, and at 5 to 7, Polaris Mall, anybody can come and support the tribe members. Here's a way to make friends. Come and say, you know what? Would you like me to take your picture with your book? You know? Oh, you'll be the best friend of 60 people in the world. Now they all want to hook you up with something, right? And just be a giver. Be a giver wherever you go, whether people hook you up or not. So there you go. 5 to 7 p.m. Barnes & Noble book signing. Pat, I hope you're there with your book. You going to be there? Okay. Bring your friends, all right? 7 to 9 VIP party, okay? VIP party. You guys are going to have the ability to corner Dan Miller and Joanne, Jeff Brown, Rachel Peterson. These are people that, no joke, some of them are at a $1,500 an hour level to coach and consult. And you guys get them. What do you think you should do? I hope Dan's not watching. What do you think you should do? Should you go up to Dan and say, hey, Dan, can you write the foreword for my book? What do you think? What do you think? What should you do? I don't know. What should you do?
A couple of things. You need to be prepared with some questions about Dan.
Okay. I like this. So be ready with your questions.
Figure out if there's something connecting you and Dan ahead of time so you can serve Dan in that moment in a way that...
That's smart. Anybody else? Yeah.
I just thought of something funny. We met Dan, of course,
At Shawshank. You met him at prison. I love it.
Dan and say, this time it's my turn to buy the pizza.
There you go. That's good. That's good. Hey, Joel, come on up here, man. Joel doesn't know I'm doing this. Again, you come here, man. You're going to be on stage probably, all right, sooner or later. Yeah, all right. Well, Joel, you got a fan. You got a fan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, listen. I got to highlight Joel here for a second because Joel and I, we weren't planning on this, but we both showed up in Tennessee.
That's right.
Remember this? This
Yeah.
was 3 years ago or so.
Yeah.
We both show up at Dan Miller's place, and you're there as an attendee, and I was there because we were doing a partnership thing, and you're sitting in the audience, and he did something really smart. What'd you do with Joanne?
Joanne was up presenting about her next book, and you had leaned over and said, you should help her. And I said, I should. So during the break, I went up and I offered to help her with her press kit for her book, and her eyes got big. All of a sudden, Dan heard this and turned, and he was excited about it too. So just a simple project like that to help her with her press kit. And her words back to me after the whole thing was done was, you made me look like a rock star.
There you go.
I was like, yeah, I was just doing what I was doing.
Yeah. So he's got a skill, someone has a need, and rather than, Joel, what's my motive? You know, we get in this motive game. Well, what's your motive and all this? And what if Dan, you know, laughs at you or whatever? You just took the courage, converted it to action. I was on the live stream with Dan and Joanne yesterday, and your name came up, and they're like, oh, we love Joel. You know, I said Joel's going to be at the conference. And then behind Joanne, I see a sign of an event she did with her book that I know you helped her get. And she's got a sign with that event with her book. So, guys, that's how it's done. If you show up at the conference saying, you know what, I have a skill, how can I find someone to bless? Oh my gosh, can you imagine if 400 or 500 people are doing that? That's what the tribe is. And that's why the tribe is advancing and growing, because everybody shows up instead of like, again, nothing against MLM, but hey, Joel, we should talk, you know. I got an MLM, you and me. Again, nothing wrong with MLMs, multi-level marketing. They have their place, but if you lead with that, or anything, I got Girl Scout cookies in my trunk, do you want to buy some? Whatever, it puts people off, true?
Absolutely.
All right, awesome.
Thank you.
Good seeing you. Okay, so let's keep rolling here. Yeah, there's your fan again. All right. Okay, Spark Day. David. I'm going to call on you, man. You're not even ready, but come on up. David is teaching Spark Day, okay? Come on up, man. I remember when all right. I remember we thought Spark Day, we'd have 50 people. I think we're up to 200 people for Spark Day. It's going to be a big spark. But what's some of the things that you want people to walk away with from Spark Day? Nice haircut, by the way. That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hate long hair, so I'm trying to not go to your level, but
oh,
short.
That's all right. You keep going. No, it's so
hey, you brought me on.
I did.
They'll teach you.
Yeah.
No, I really want to, after being on the calls with the Business Academy Elite people for the last several months, I've really learned a lot about where people are in the journey. What I really want to be able to walk away with is a strong why as to why we got to do this, because I know that the struggle is always out there. You got to have a strong why to keep plugging away every single day, and I know that's a big part of the journey is how do you stay strong throughout over a course of period of time, not just be fired up for a short period of time, but how do you stay committed to your goal and to your cause? Number two, how do you create a following? How do you start creating it? Because there's a lot of people that are missing pieces. They're hitting one part, but they're not getting a full thought-out strategy on how to create a following, how to create engagement with people so that when it comes time that they're offering a product or service that they don't get people engaged because they haven't done these other steps. So how do we come up with a well-thought-out strategy? How do we lay it out, and how do we get you launched to your first thing to really get some momentum going? And then as we go into the conference is going to be, my talk on that's going to be about how to level it up. So Spark Day is going to be a lot of the laying all the foundation, getting everything built, getting all the momentum created for yourself, and then the conference talk itself is going to be leveling up to how do you, now that you're getting yourself there, how do you level it up to a much higher level and get everything amplified? So that's
awesome.
really
Cool.
That's the strategy.
Good stuff.
All right.
All right. Cool. And I mean, yeah, David's results. I mean, that slide I shared, that's not me. You know, 65,000 people a week do not want to see my bald head. You know, it's David doing traffic and ads and pixeling and target audiences and lookalike audiences and all that stuff that you might say, oh my gosh. But then he has weekly coaching calls where he literally shows you how to do that in Business Academy Elite. Got a bookstore. The bookstore, my mom's coming to the conference, so that's pretty cool. She's going to be selling Pat's book. So she and Erica are going to be running the bookstore with our authors. Someone thought this was a pipe. This is not a pipe. It's supposed to be a spyglass. Maybe I'll change the picture. We're not smoking pipes in the opening session. That's a different conference. But anyway, it's going to be fantastic. Opening session, lots of surprises. Then the theme that afternoon is look across. There's a whole strategy behind that. And then red carpet sessions. That evening we have a VIP dinner, which is just excellent food. Hilton is catering, and it's a dinner for the VIP tickets. Then that evening we'll have ISC TV, Renee and John, who literally does the Grammys and the Oscars and all the other ones I don't even remember the names for. He's done a picture with Keith Urban. I mean, this is the guy who interviews the people. So him and John and Renee are going to be doing ISC TV, and they're going to be getting you guys to get noticed online, and we're going to be running a lot of live streams. So again, just for marketing purposes of your own books, brands, and businesses, it's smart to come. Then at 7 to 8:30, we have the Author Academy Awards. It's going to feel a lot like an awards ceremony. It's going to be, dressing nice if you want to. If you don't, that's fine. Saturday, breakfast is provided. We have me giving the opening session. Dan Miller is going to share a very cool talk about, first of all, how to get clients, and then how to get high-profit, low-maintenance clients. The guy is 70, and I call him yesterday, and he's like, I'm flying to Cuba tomorrow morning. I say, why are you flying to Cuba? For cigars? He said, no. I walked out of a restaurant on Sunday with my buddy, and he said he's going to Cuba, and I said, can I come? So he's like, so he's going as a 70-year-old entrepreneur to Cuba, and he is still crushing it. He's just getting started. I love it. He's going to be speaking. Brad Burke, the guy has gotten over 40 million views on YouTube. He is a genius when it comes to YouTube. YouTube is the second highest search engine in the world. If you're not on YouTube and your competitor is, they're going to lap you. Brad's going to show you literally in the session. Him and I talk on the phone tomorrow. He's going to share a process in the session with worksheets, how to create 10 videos, whether you have a book, whether you have a message, whether you have a coaching business, how to get on YouTube with those and optimize the videos. So again, this is not theory. We're not against TED Talks where you're like, oh, that was so motivating, but we want to give you guys tactical, practical things that you see shift your business the next day. First ever, we're releasing the breakout sessions. ConvertKit is coming. ConvertKit, Tim Ferriss uses ConvertKit as his email provider, okay? Celebrities, movie stars. ConvertKit is going to be there in a workshop showing you guys how to run an email list and what the strategy is for people who have zero tech, okay? Alexis is coming. Dan and Joanne are going to come and talk about how to thrive as a wife of an entrepreneur, as a husband of an entrepreneur, or if you're an entrepreneur. I don't care if you're single and you're an entrepreneur, okay? The point is, how do you thrive as an entrepreneur? Jeff Brown, how to start a podcast. Has anybody thought about starting a podcast? Okay, you need to be there. Worth the price of admission just to be in that session, how to start it. He's got a 6-figure podcast business. I'm going to talk about how to get paid as a writer, ghostwriting, proofreading, editing, with the focus on the guild. He's going to talk about how to leverage your content. It's kind of like the 201 for the people who want to go deeper. Rachel Peterson, Google her. She's been on Huffington Post, The Daily Show, Good Morning America. Was a single mom struggling with substance abuse, today happily married, got a 7-figure social media business that she now trains moms on how to be social media managers for other people. She's going to be there and give great teaching. Jeff's teaching how to be a guest on podcasts. not run your own podcast, how to be a guest on podcasts and get booked, but in a non-spammy way. I'm going to speak and bring up some special presenters. These are Fire Ring members. You're going to hear some secret stuff that we're doing with them and how to do it at your own tables as a strategy right there in that session. Dinner break, John's coming with music. You guys like John? Anybody like John? Dude is super passionate. Dean's speaking. Then that night we're launching Your Secret Name, Deeper Path, and Day Job to Dream Job Wirecasting, which means it's going to be live all over the world. And I'm going to show you how to do an effective book launch. And if it doesn't work, you can blame Joel, okay? No, Joel's the MC. And the focus is not going to be me and the books. The focus is actually going to be you guys. If you're an author, Academy Elite author, bring your book to that session because I'm going to feature you, okay? So I'm kind of reached the point in my career where it's like, you know what? I don't need a bright light shining off my bald head anymore. I want to shine the spotlight on you guys. So I'm actually going to honor a lot of you guys in the room, okay? So be ready with a microphone in your book. Chet Scott is going to do a crazy workout. Look, if Pat Gano did it 3 years ago, you can do it. What's your excuse? Chet is crazy. He is the Ohio State Buckeye leadership coach for wrestling, the women's basketball leadership coach at Ohio State. He is the coach for New Balance shoes for leadership. He's Arnold Schwarzenegger's Arnold Classic leadership coach. Okay, this is a guy who gets paid to coach some of the highest brands in the world, and we're scared to give him a microphone. But I'm going to interview him, and just for a short interview about how he helps people make their work play. Rachel's going to come, and for everybody who's on social media, she's going to show you how do you be authentic, how do you be you, and how do you get results. Because a lot of times people think, well, gee, I could talk about my sex life or my sex life that doesn't exist and get on social media. We don't want that. We want you to be you. You do not need to sell out and be crazy on social media to get results and views. You can be you with authenticity. David's coming, and again, David is going to show you how we took our business that was very heavy lifting, manual. David, you remember in the beginning when someone called and said they wanted to be an author? Guess how they found out? An hour chat with me. Hey, let me tell you all about Author Academy Elite for a whole hour. Do you think that's effective? Do you think anybody was even qualified to be on the phone yet? No. It was a losing battle. David and I created systems and policies and processes how to scale it and scale it quickly. Then I'm going to share about closing the gap and that final session that I speak at, how to make it happen for you. Then we have this really cool breakout thing again. You choose the same breakouts in case you missed one. We have a mystery speaker. Not going to tell you if it's guy, not going to tell you if it's girl. This person was just ranked by Inc. magazine yesterday as the top 100 in the top 100 list of speakers on planet Earth. Rated in the Harvard Business Review as a standout CE example. In charge of over $1.5 billion. Wall Street Journal, Publishers Weekly. It's a mystery guest you don't want to miss, okay? This person is coming, and they're going to speak here. This is a very cool little panel that says, how do you handle haters? How do you create motivation? How do you stay true to your brand and business? So we're going to take questions from the crowd as well. These 6 people. We have gifts for you guys at 3:30 that we've been working on, and then Dexter's going to nail it with the final session, and he's going to teach you how to influence from the stage, okay, as a speaker. Folks, does it sound good?
Yes.
Okay, we've been working on it for 12 months. This is the pinnacle event that we create as a business, as a brand. I guarantee the results. If by Saturday 5 p.m. you haven't gotten 10x your value, you just come up to us. We give you a full refund, no questions asked. You can even keep your food in your stomach, okay? Don't know where that came from. But anyway, literally well, hold on one second. I've already showed you the trailer. Literally in 16 hours, okay? In 16 hours, David's created this. The price will increase, okay? So if you're here and you're even mildly interested, David has some sheets here. Look at it. There's no commitment. We're not into high-pressure stuff. I saw a few people raise their hand. They haven't yet decided. Just take a form. Hold on to it even through the day. So if you're not coming, just raise your hand. David will give you one. That's all I'm saying about it. So that would be Joel's guess, maybe SJ, I don't know, whoever, okay? In the last 2 minutes, over here too. In the last couple minutes, I'm going to take questions, okay? I do not want you to leave the room without having your questions asked about all this stuff. Online community engaged. Chris.
How important is a live event to going,
Oh, yes. Let me talk about that. David and I have shared this multiple times. After our live event, the engagement for the next 4 months is off the charts. You cannot replicate online engagement once people fly across the ocean, sit with you for 3 days, chat, do meals, memories, laughs, exercises. I mean, literally, we know business partners that have found each other at our event. There's a group of ladies of 4 that created their own tour, speaking tour together from the live events. It's irreplaceable. So the first couple live events, I mean, David and I's goal is not to rake in the cash from the event. Our goal is to break even from the live event. That's our goal. And the Hilton was quite a step up. If I told you just the price of the sound and the AV budget, your jaw would drop. Here's the point. We know we needed to step up. The only complaint we got from last year that we heard was it's too tight. And it was too tight. I mean, you saw it. We had, 43 books for sale in the back from you guys, the authors, and people were bumping shoulders and they couldn't even sit. We knew we needed a place bigger. It was a big commitment for us when we signed those documents. But hey, we surpassed. They told us the other day we're their biggest client of the year. Okay? Is this true? Second biggest?
I don't remember the exact, but we were right there.
Yeah. I think there's a conference of like metal workers that are going to be there 16 days, which 16 days in a hotel, somebody shoot me. But I think we're second biggest. That's what I heard. The food is amazing. We take over the whole hotel. We've had to change our room block 7 times. I don't know. But we have, 3 rooms left or something. It's just crazy. So if we fill out there, then they're going to hook us up at a hotel right nearby. Okay? We'd love to have you there. Live events are so important for your tribe. Okay? Other questions? Yes, Pat and Erica. Okay, we did the math. The first event we ever did was in 2011, Your Secret Name. It was $27 to come, and we lost money, and we gave away free tickets, and the people who didn't show were the free ticket people. So we said we're not going to do that again. But God moved in a crazy big way. You've heard the Rahab's Hideaway human trafficking lady who was here a few weeks ago, Marlene. We had women that were set free from a life of human trafficking. We heard so many results. And then we did another one in 2012. And then we had a Deeper Path event in 2013. And we've been doing Igniting Souls conferences every year since then. So this is kind of like our 8th event year, 7 or 8. Yeah. Right. Awesome.
And it's a tribe of people that you can trust that when you come, they're really quality people that come. So it's not just getting people here.
Yeah.
It's quality people that are in the United States.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, just to show how you don't have to be that good to run your first live event. I think we were at the live event at the Deeper Path, and we said, okay, guys, it's lunchtime. And then we said, okay, Max and Irmis is over there. See you guys in an hour and a half. Remember that? But you hung with us, and we thank you for that. The people who've hung with us over the years, you know, very few have been here all this time, but you're going to see something at the conference. We're going to ask people to raise their hands. How many of you did not even know we existed 12 months ago? And I'm convinced over half the room is going to raise their hand. And I view that as a compliment. That means David, with the business building, is you guys, okay? So we're just on this upswing that in the beginning it's tough, guys. Trust me, in the beginning it's tough. Joel and Rick, you guys were at the fellowship 5 years ago, and it was me and you too, right? Now you might say, well, the room's not packed today. Fine, but we shut this thing up and 2,000 people saw it, okay? So the point is this, like, I just did a video on this today. You cannot judge the results. Think of a seed. Certain seeds shoot up. My grass seed 7 days ago. Certain seeds take months, years, before you see anything, and then it's a mighty oak. Do you want an oak-sized dream, or do you want a cornstalk dream? Okay, you've heard me share that teaching before. Cornstalk, up, consumed, and it's down. Oak, I mean, you're going to be there for a long, long time. Yeah, Erica and then Dow. Oh, 2 from online. We'll do them quick.
What was the 48-hour assignment?
Okay, 48-hour assignment. If you can put KaryOberbrunner.com/opus, they'll have the opus there. They need to write their tribe, their cause, and their space. Okay, tribe, cause, and space. It's a paragraph. Thanks for asking that. Sorry we lost you. And write your tribe, your someone, your cause, your something, and your space, your somewhere. Next question.
To explain the tribe, cause, and space.
Yeah. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Down.
At the event,
Yeah.
for the breakouts,
Yeah.
are they all happening
Yes.
simultaneously? So we're going to have to get some help to, if we want more than one of them.
Yeah.
we're gonna have to partner with
It'll
someone.
repeat twice, so you'll get them Saturday and Sunday. And let's just say we got a surprise. If you say, Kary, I missed something, just hang with us. All right, hang with us. We thought of something, okay? I'm going to dismiss us officially here, and I just want to encourage you, online or in person, if you want to come to the conference, come, okay? Sign up today. If you sign up tomorrow, there will be a price increase, and we can't guarantee that there'll even be tickets available. We're gonna sign off here. We will be meeting next month in October, just a couple weeks before the conference. Thanks for coming today, guys. All right, thank you.